Hi you guys, this is Allison and I'm ready to do one of my page kits that I made. Now this page kit actually has two page layouts in it. So I'm just trying to decide which one I would like to start with. I have either the recital or the dress rehearsal. I think that I'm going to do dress rehearsal first because it's going to be more monochromatic. And then I will use, and then I will do the day of. The other thing I have to decide is, these alphas are for the rehearsal day, as is, not rehearsal day, the recital. So these papers are for recital. I'm gonna hold off on those. I might make some more ballerinas. I need to decide. I have one already made. She's so cute. It's a Temu die. I was just messing around with it. So I have this to go on a page. Also have these. And then I have this, which I just need to make some adjustments to, I think, to use it. I'll keep the blue hugs, but I'm gonna change the heart and the bow to be pink from my pages. But that is gonna go, so I just need to decide, do I want this one for the recital day? I have backstage pictures of recital day. Yeah, I think I'll use that one on here because of, I don't know. I don't know, it's a hard decision. So I have that and I have this. I can make more of the ballerinas, but let's see. All right, so we'll do this at the end. So this is recital day, and I'm doing more colors for that. This is rehearsal. And I have some white cardstock and some scraps of this polka dot paper and some pink and 2 pieces of this paper. I don't mind that. Obviously want to add some brown to both. If I do a little strip of this brown on either side of this, and then I could do a larger panel of it over here, and then 2 small panels here. I think that might look good. All right, per usual, my dog's been a little nuts, so I started the voiceover a little bit early. So I'm going to do 2 of these strips. I like using, when I'm dealing with something small like this, sticking a Post-it on there makes it a lot easier to hold on to it and hold it in place so it doesn't slide when you can't get your hands on it. So I really recommend that as a fix when you're trying to trim something small. So just making sure I have 2, and I think they were each one 3/4 of an inch. And I end up changing my blade here because I was having so much trouble trimming this. It's slick paper and it's pretty thin, and my blade just didn't like it, so it kept biting on it and sort of tearing it. So after this, I get this cut done mostly, but I change my blade out. See, it's just catching on there. And it happens when the blade gets just a little bit dull. It probably would have worked fine on thicker cardstock, but we're going to change out my blade. Doesn't take too long. These blades are easy, but I think these were my last 2 blades, so I'm gonna need to buy some more. So I went off video to mat all my photos, and I think that's all of it I did off screen. So I matted them all in white, and now I'm looking at which ones need to be double matted. So I start with this one, and I'm going to try and double mat it, so I shrink it enough, hoping that I can get it small enough to fit that other photo on it as well. And I think that I end up not double matting it, but double matting the other one. So I'm putting it on pink, and it works okay. Trimmed that white, and then I'm going to put it on pink. And because it's sitting on that black and white, brown and white polka dot, it shows up pretty well. So I'm trying to see, can I fit both of these photos? And then I have to just prioritize, because I didn't have another sheet of this nice dark sort of espresso color in my scraps. And I don't think that this one was Creative Members. It may have been, but I just prioritized to make use of the scraps. So this is a lot of fussing around to try and get everything. For some reason, sometimes when I cut, not so much on this. Well, sometimes on this, if the handle is not lifted all the way up, you can get a crooked cut. Like if you're not flush up against the stop. And I sometimes have the same issue on the other trimmer as well. It's completely operator error, but sometimes it just causes issues. I'm like, oh, that is not straight. It is off by maybe a 1/16 of an inch top to bottom, but it just bothers my eye, so I have to fuss around to fix it. So I do ink these, and then this one is the one I'm going to choose to do the double matte, just a very thin matte of that dark. And then I'm going to sacrifice the other one, and not sacrifice it, but not double matte it. But it looks fine on the page. And I'm doing that because it's on solid pink. It's got more pink around it, and so it looks better with the chocolate. And this one I'm just inking both the white and the pink just to help it stand out a little bit. And you can see it does stand out enough because it's against that polka dot. So I said this when I was doing in real time toward the end. This is much more like my traditional pages, where not necessarily symmetrical, but balanced, things sort of spread out across the two pages. I don't go as heavy on the embellishments. So this is my comfort style. I've been really trying to stretch myself to do more artistic styles. But this sort of graphical layout is my comfort style. And it works really well, actually, for these pictures. So now it's time to start embellishing. So I went off and cut a whole bunch of different sized hearts from some stitched heart dies that I have. This heart is not quite big enough to cover all the blue. So I start, and I did a bow as well. So I start thinking, okay, what can I do? Can I trim off some of that blue? So I try and peel a little bit of it off. I do that with the bow as well, so that none of it will show, because the bow is not the exact same bow, so I can't just cover it. I don't have this bear die. Just add some ink to cover it. It's such a cute bear. I needed pink on it because I've got this little pink bear, a little pink dancing bear. So I decided to go off and use some, I'm just checking to see if I have another piece, because I didn't have any more of that particular pink. So I'm going to do pink glitter. Why not? So I used a different die from a different set to cut a pink heart. And that looks really cute. And then a new little pink bow. All right. So now I just have to sort of work with the layout. I'm thinking about ephemera. I pull out my icon, and then I remember that I have already pulled some ephemera. I do pull a little brown camera that I think will look cute. I've already got some buttons that I've pulled and some other things. So I'm going to find that little envelope and see. Now remember that these I'm going to use for both. Some of these items I'm going to save for the other actual recital photos on the other 2-page layout. So I have some little photo corners that are from an Easter page that I did that were extra. It was from a page kit, and I didn't use all of them that they provided in the page kit. So I've used them on several pages since then. So I'm going to add those to add a little attention to the group picture, which I like a lot. And then these buttons, I didn't want to the buttonholes are huge. So I didn't want to, they're big enough for ribbon to go in, which I probably could have done, but it just would have been a lot. So I'm just positioning all of these buttons to hide the holes so that they sort of just become little circles. And I will eventually ink them all also in brown. So just making a little triple here, and I just layer them. I use a heart to cover some of the holes and then layer them so the other holes don't show. And then I'm going to pull out these, I think they're Heidi Swapp, little block letters, and lay out the title. And the title is Barely Dancing, but it's Bearly, dancing. And I'm saying that because my daughter did not dance She did not dance in the recital, and she did not dance in the dress rehearsal. She just was so shy. She would participate in class with some encouragement, but when it came to performing in front of other people, that was too scary. And she went on to dance. I mean, she still dances, so she's had 15 recitals, and we just laugh about this first one where there was no dancing. I pulled these. They're also creative memories, but from a different kit, a tea time kit or something like that, or a girly, all dressed up girly kind of kit. And there were some hearts, and so I had 2 sheets of it. So I got 3 hearts, 2 little chocolate hearts, and 1 pink heart. And then on another sheet that had some clear stickers, there were these little brown flowers, and there were 3 of them. So I add those as a sprinkling element. And then I have some Nouveau drops that are in kind of a pearlized brown. Here I decide I'm really going to need a little journaling box, and I'm going to just add that rather than making the other page off balanced with a tag or something. I'm just going to add a little box under the title, and that gives that a little more substance as well, and it gives the title something to rest on. So I was happy with that. Here I'm doing the Nouveau drops, and I end up messing one of them up. I don't remember why I messed it up, but I certainly did. Oh, I was adding some little wordy bits. One says, I can't remember what they say. They're Tim Holtz, and they're from the little spiral booklet with lots. That's when I just messed up a Nouveau drop. So I'm going to go back and fix that with a white ink later once I confirm it's all dry. But each little cluster just gets one little word phrase that was about dreaming, or one says she had a feeling. So here's some close-ups. Please give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying my layouts. I also do a lot of cards, haul videos, and scraps to embellishments from Ginger's Corner. So please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.